If the flexibility of your online store comes with potential GDPR fines of up to 20 million euros or 4% of your global revenue, that's not a trade-off, that's a liability. And if you sell to the European Union, this isn't a hypothetical risk, it's enforceable law. Most store owners think they are safe because they use a massive billion-dollar hosted platform. They handle the tech, so they must handle the compliance, right? Wrong. Today, we are unpacking the GDPR nightmare behind modern e-commerce and why European stores are already switching to self-hosted alternatives. I'll also show you the exact tool that makes this transition easier than most people expect. Okay, let's simplify this. Think of your e-commerce business like a physical retail store. When you use a SaaS platform, it feels easy and convenient to launch faster. But GDPR doesn't care about convenience. You need to understand this. You do not own the building. You are renting space in a massive shopping mall owned by a giant corporation. They own the servers, they control the infrastructure, they decide where the data flows. And in the world of GDPR, where the data flows is literally everything. Under GDPR, you are the data controller. You are legally responsible for what happens to your customers' data. The platform you use is just the data processor. If any customer's information gets leaked, the sole responsibility is yours. Let's look at another nightmare scenario that keeps EU business owners up at night. It's called cross-border data transfer. If your shop in Berlin sells a t-shirt to a guy in Paris, the data should stay in Europe. But if your e-commerce platform decides to route that transaction data through a server in Ohio for processing efficiency, it's a problem. US surveillance laws like the Cloud Act and EU privacy laws GDPR do not play nice together. The European Court of Justice has repeatedly struck down agreements that allow easy data flow to the US. If you are not rented land, you have almost zero visibility on this. You are trusting a giant black box to respect local laws that inconvenience its global operations. So do you really want to bet your business on that trust? But it's not just about where the servers are located, it's the ecosystem. When you are on a closed SaaS platform, their entire business model is built on upsells and apps. You need better email marketing? Add an app. You need upsells? Add another app. Every single app you add is another third party, another sub-processor, another potential leak in your GDPR bucket. Do you have a data processing agreement signed with that random upsell app developer? Probably not. But if they leak your customer data, you are on the hook. And let's talk about the stuff you can't even see. Things like Google fonts are loaded from Google servers or third-party analytics trackers that come pre-bundled. In jurisdictions like Germany and Austria, courts have already ruled that just loading Google fonts from a US server without explicit consent is a GDPR violation because it's leaked the user's IP address. When you are on a rented land, you can't easily turn this stuff off. You can just reach into the server and block connections. You take what they give you. The convenience they sell you is actually a compliance cage. This is why the tide is turning and European online businesses are migrating. They're moving from rented land to owning the home. They're going self-hosted. What does self-hosted mean? It means you own the infrastructure your business runs on. When you self-host, you decide where the data lives. And yeah, there are other massive benefits. No more transaction fees paid to the platform just for the privilege of selling your own products. You aren't subject to sudden terms of service changes that can shut down your store overnight. To be honest, for you businesses, control isn't just a nice to have. It's a legal survival tactic. This is why instead of asking how easy is this platform to use, they are asking how much control do you actually have. And that's driving a major shift towards self-hosted e-commerce. WordPress is often dismissed as just a CMS, but in Europe, it's becoming something else entirely, a compliance-friendly application framework. Why? Because WordPress gives you real control. You can host your store entirely inside the EU, export or delete customer data when required, and actually see how your data is stored. And when you add the right e-commerce layer on top, it becomes incredibly powerful. This is where FluentCart takes charge. FluentCart is not another hosted checkout. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, oh great, another WooCommerce clone, stop. This is not that. FluentCart was built from the ground up to be lighter, faster, and frankly, more modern than the legacy stuff we are used to on WordPress. It's a self-hosted e-commerce engine built directly into WordPress. Why does this kill the GDPR headache? First, pure ownership. You aren't signing a vague 50-page agreement with a SaaS giant. You are the data controller and your server is the processor. Second, locality. You can host your site in Frankfurt, Paris, or Dublin. No legal gymnastic required. And when a customer wants their data deleted, you don't open a support ticket and you just delete it from your database. Third, flexibility. Well, I'm not talking about the features and control you get with FluentCart. It's not about a single plugin, it's the ecosystem that's designed for your growth. Whether you need a tool for automating your marketing effort or grow an affiliate program on your terms and even build a thriving community with your customers, the ecosystem has everything for you. Alright, if you have come this far, now you know why migration to self-hosted isn't about being a tech nerd. It's about maturing as a business. It's about owning your assets and protecting your customers. If you are sick of the fees, sick of the lack of control, and sick of the GDPR anxiety, it's time to look at self-hosting again. In case you are running a European online shop, ask yourself, do you own your e-commerce business, or are you just renting access to it? Hosted platforms promise simplicity, but often deliver dependency. Self-hosted solutions like FluentCart offer responsibility, but also freedom. And in a GDPR-driven world, freedom is the safest option. If you want to explore FluentCart and see whether a self-hosted approach makes sense for your business, check the link in the description. And if this video helped you see GDPR differently, hit like, subscribe, and you don't want to miss these free tips and tricks to grow in WordPress from WPManageNinja.